Ozzy, what you doing, boy? What you doing? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Black Crow Kennel TV. It's been a while since we've been on here, but just want to get on and let you guys know what's going on with us right now. It's been an interesting year. We've had a lot of stuff happen. We've had good stuff. We've had bad stuff. We've had, markets down. So, of course, we've slowed things down a little bit. We've cut our program down a good bit. We're only have a few dogs that we're planning to do litters off of over the next few years. Change our process a little bit. We're going to start taking deposits on litters before we actually do the breedings. So basically, the pups will be pre-sold when they come into the world, and that way we're not having a lot of pups hang around for a long period of time. Last year sales were a little slow, so we ended up having 4 or 5 pups that hung around for quite some time. Now we're down to nothing, just our normal dogs. So all the pups have gone to homes and moved on. But Holly and Abel coming up for 2024. It's going to be Holly's first litter if we do the breeding. If we don't get enough deposits, we'll hold off on the breeding. Simple as that. We are taking deposits now. We've got a link set up on our website. You can also call us directly. We can do credit card, debit card, any Google Pay, Apple Pay, all that good stuff we can do now because we got set up with Square to do our own payment processing. There's also some pay-as-you-go options through Square. We'll also let you do payment options. We can set up payment options for you if you want to go ahead and put your deposit and go ahead and start paying on your puppy. We can do payment options as long as the puppy's paid for by the time you pick it up, which Holly and Abel puppies, we won't do the breeding until June or July when Holly comes in heat again. And puppies won't be ready to go home until probably December or January. So of 2024, 2025. So you got plenty of time to pay that puppy off or get that puppy paid down before it's time to get it. So we've got a lot of different things going on right now, a lot of irons in the fire, but I want to talk about some of our, especially one of our grand pups that went out. We've had a couple of the dogs who've, or all the pups have turned into great family members for the people who got them. They're loved. They're big pieces of the family. They're protective of their family. There's been several of the pups who have displayed behavior a lot like Abel, where a family member might have been in. There was one up in Massachusetts that a neighbor's German Shepherd went after one of the family's children. Dog was out in the yard with the child, and she actually protected the child from the German Shepherd and sent that German Shepherd packing. Dog was not, authorities were involved, courts were involved. She was given a clean slate because, she was protecting her family. The other dog the other dog owner was at fault. So there's been several situations where our dogs have protected their families. Not aggressive, like I always say, not aggressive, but protective. They're not gonna let anything happen to you. They're like their daddy as far as that's concerned. But we've got one dog, and I kind of, you know, I like telling this story because it kind of makes me proud. But we had one dog, and you may remember him. He was from Czar and Abel's first litter. His name was Ozzy. He wasn't the best looking puppy. He wasn't the most flashy puppy when we had that litter, so he hung around for a little while longer than we honestly we would have liked for him to hang around. He was here till he was about 6 months old, but he was just fine here. Him and Cash got along great, so he spent a lot of time in the pen with Cash. They were good buddies while he was here. But he ended up, I got, a lady contacted me from over in Florence, South Carolina. Asked me if we had any puppies. I told her about Cash, and I told her about, because at that time we had decided, Cash, we weren't going to use him in the breeding program, and we were thinking that, if we found somebody that he was, he liked or would be happy with, we would rehome him. I told her about Ozzy, and they wanted a male. That was the only two males we had at the time, so I told them about those two, and I told them we had, at that time we had a female as well. But that one, has since gone too. Anyway, long story short, they came to look at the dogs, and basically the dog was for the lady's daughter. Daughter was in her 20s. She had a dog. I think it was a pit. I'm not sure. The dog had passed away she had a real strong bond with the dog. The dog had passed away from cancer, and she was real upset about it because she had gone through a lot to try to save the dog, and it just didn't pan out. So the dog had passed away, and she didn't even know if she was ready for a dog yet. But she was ready to, her mom had talked her into to entertaining the idea. So they came to us, mainly because of the genetic guarantees, genetic testing that we do. They came to us, and when they got here, I let Ozzy out first. And it was like Ozzy had been hanging around waiting on her. He instantly took to her. It was perfect. I mean, just like most of our puppies, when the people get here, it's almost like they know that that's their people. So Ozzy and Aaron started their journey, and they became pretty much inseparable. And Aaron put a lot of time into Ozzy. Ozzy was hyper when he left here because I hadn't been able to put as much time into Ozzy as Ozzy needed. So Ozzy was a little rank. He was a little. He was a good dog, but he was a little wild. He was a little rambunctious. He's a 6-month-old bully as well, so that helped a lot. But Aaron put a lot of time into Ozzy, and Aaron started training Ozzy at home, working with him, and then she also enrolled Ozzy in the classes that we go to with the trainer who does all the AKC trainings in our area, Ms. Margie Baldwin with Love Me, Love My Dog. I think that's right anyway. Maybe I'm wrong on the name of it. But anyway, if you get in touch with us, I'll send you her way. Ozzy went through his different levels of training. And once he got comfortable in that first level, he took off and he excelled. He went all the way up and went through his urban training. And if you're not familiar with that, that's where you take them out in a off leash in a city environment, and you put them through all these obstacles and in real life stuff, and you put them in situations where they're with people without you, and he did great with it. He did everything he needed to do to make Aaron happy. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make his person happy. Then Ozzy got his. He also went through training to become a therapy dog, service dog, and he excelled at that, and he's got that certification as well. So he went through a lot of training. He's a great dog, and then he was he won a contest where he was featured in a calendar, and then he ended up being cast because of his service dog, or because of all his training and things like that. He ended up being recommended to a casting agent for animals. And he has ended up in a commercial for the South Carolina Education Lottery, which is, our lottery commission that oversees Powerball, Mega Millions, and all that stuff, and all the different scratch offs, and Keno, and Carolina Cash Fives, and the Carolina Cash program, and all that stuff. He is in a commercial for Carolina Keno, where they are explaining how simple it is to play Carolina Keno. And it's so simple that even a dog can be trained to do it. So there's this one dog that's actually picking out numbers, and when the dog wins in the commercial, then it goes to the audience while they're playing an applause track, and Ozzy is sitting in the front row with his tongue hanging out, and in a little shirt, and he's also because of the wonders of editing, he's also in the back row with a different shirt on, sitting back there in like the studio audience. So it's really neat and it's really funny. But Ozzy's turned into a great dog. He's turned into a beautiful dog. And I couldn't ask for him to have gone to a better place. It's amazing how things work out, and it's amazing how things happen. But it was just, the dog that really, it just kind of hung around, and nobody really picked him out, and nobody really gave him a chance to start with when he was a puppy. That turns out to be the star of the show in the end. So just kind of goes to show you it's not always the prettiest puppy or the most charismatic puppy that turns out to be the ham out of the group. So I'm kind of proud of him. I'm proud of Aaron. I'm proud of him. So it is it's one of those things we go through. One of those things that happens. Brings a smile to your face and lets you know you're doing something right. So anyway, don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Don't forget to check us out on TikTok. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. And of course, don't forget to like, share, follow on this video. Share our channel. And we'll see you on the next episode of Black Crow Kennel TV, which should come with a little more regularity than it has in the last little while, because things are kind of settling down a little bit. So we're going to try to get all these videos done and keep up with everything. But and don't forget to go check out the website, look at Abel and Holly, and if you're in the market for a pup, give us a call and let's set you up with that deposit and get the ball rolling for you so you can get one of these amazing animals that we're producing. Y'all have a good one. Keep them straight out there. See you next time.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
I know.
This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path. Are you sure you're ready for that?